Hi there, this is Talon on TAKP. So I had to redo my whole operating system. I had to reinstall Windows because I broke it. I was trying to kill Cortana and the search function in Windows Update, and the search function really put it in the grave. And I wasn't sure how I undid it in the registries, so I just fucked everything up and making a video because I had to go back and make it so that my clients weren't crashing. So for Windows 10 users, this is just going to be a quick guide on how to set up your client folders so that you don't get crashing. And there's really three things you need to do. So the first thing you want to do is you want to apply Windows Defender exemptions. It's kind of buried in your settings. The easiest way that I can get there, I think, is to go to Windows Update, go to Windows Security, and then go to your virus and threat protection. So again, that's Settings, Windows Update, go to the Security tab, click Virus and Threat Protection, scroll down. Oh, I'm in the wrong thing. I need to go to Manage Settings. There we go. So in your Virus and Threat Protection, go down here and click on Manage Settings. At the bottom of this, you're going to find Exclusions. You want to click Add or Remove Exclusions. And what you want to do is add an exclusion to the entire folder. So then you just find your client folder. I've already got mine set up, so I'm just going to show you. But I'd add, like, this would be my my client for Talon. I'd select the folder, and it'll get put in this list, right? This should not be on there. All right. So now Windows Defender is not going to throttle this. I do the same thing for, the stuff I use while I'm playing the game. So like, here's my recording stuff. I don't know. I need to put hotkeynet's already inside the folder, so you don't have to worry about that. But if you run gam parse, like any parsing or nparse, either of those, then you'll want to include that in here too. So I guess I can do that real quick. Actually, that stuff's already in my client folder. So yeah, the exclusions are a big one. This will cause a lot of crashing. Defender it'll throttle your game, and it'll crash the client occasionally. So get that exclusion set. Next thing you want to do is go to your eqgame file, the file you click to start up your game. I've got a shortcut to mine, so I'm just accessing it through the shortcut. I guess I can go to the file location. So what you want to do is go to your properties. You don't want it to be read-only. If it is read-only, you want to click that off and apply, because if something updates on it, you don't want it to crash. But really what you want to go to is you want to go to these settings under compatibility. So if you go to the game properties, eqgame.exe, you go to the properties, you go to compatibility tab, and then what I do is I disable the full screen optimizations. I run the program as an administrator, and I go to the scaling setting, and I say I set it to only do scaling by the application. This way Windows isn't trying to rescale it. Windows isn't trying to do any full screen optimizations or anything, and you're always running it as an administrator. Those are the big ones I've found for not making it crash. And then the last thing you want to do is in your client folder, you want to go if you're using a custom UI. One of the things that'll happen if you've got your UI setting inside this client folder, if it's set to default, which is the basic normal ass UI for the load screen, because the setting in here is about the load screen, but you've got your character settings set to a different UI, like I use power of 2. So if you've got it set different than default, when you log into the game, it's going to switch the UI from the default UI to your character's UI. And if you switch the UI back and forth, there's I don't know, probably like a 1 in 3 chance, maybe 1 in 4 chance that it's going to crash your client. And then if it does that while you're logging in, then you've got to wait for the lockout. So if it ends up, you click log in and then you crash, and then you've got to wait, 2 minutes or 3 minutes or whatever for the lockout to end. So all you got to do is go to UISKIN. This setting is just for your login screen or your character select screen, right? And then you switch it to the name of the folder of the UI you're using. So go to your eqgame any, go to the UISKIN, and then it should be set to default, but you'll want to change it to whatever custom UI you're using on your character. And if you're swapping between characters with different UIs, then there's a chance it's going to crash. So if you go to the UI files, you'll see these are the names of your, the ones that came stock with it. Default's the normal one. I use power of 2, so you can just copy and paste that name and put it here. And those are the 3 things I do to keep my game from crashing on TAKP. It's really not a lot. I mean, it's confusing if you've never done this stuff before, but if you set those up, then you should be good. And the only time you should be crashing is in an overpack zone, like during raids with a lot of mobs. If you've got like a huge force in the zone and there's a lot going on, that's about the only time you should be crashing, especially like if you're getting rezzed or something like that. If 50 people are getting rezzed after a wipe, you're still going to crash every once in a while. Good luck.